Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, and somebody's wanting to cut this out and have it all in one piece, which is already kind of done. If we take the Smart Fill tool, let's set it on something that you can see good, and fill that in, that's what's going to be cut out. So the white would be left, the blue would be uh, the wood, if you're going to cut out a wood. We're going to, first of all, we're going to see how big this thing is. It's just a little less than like 3 inches, so we'll make our nudge factor 4. We'll take our smart fill tool and fill this in and then nudge it over. So that's what, if you can imagine, the blue is going to be the wood. And there's several things we can do. Now there's the problem I think he's having is these other pieces are just going to fall out. Because if this is a void, these pieces will cut, then the rest of it will cut out, and those previous pieces that are cut will just fall out. But really, there's a couple of things we need to look at. This is a pretty good file, with the exception of these are too close together. So that's going to be really thin, but if you take your shape tool and just kind of move this out of the way, I would maybe even smooth that out, maybe even take that away. Just kind of separate these two, maybe even, delete some nodes. You want a little bit of figure to it, so maybe just move this around. That particular piece, I would just take away. Not really necessary. Now you can see everything that's highlighted is connected, and the stuff that is black is not. And there's a couple other places that I would fix. Same thing here. I'd actually probably bring that up. Maybe even delete one and kind of round this a little bit. Now this piece right here and this piece right here are just going to cut out and fall out. So we need to kind of maybe join them. Either take them out or join them to this other piece by doing something like this. And we'll take the virtual segment delete key and delete these two lines. And what that did, now we need to fix that. The Smart Fill tool will fix that, or we can fix it manually. Same thing here, just bring that down. And what that's doing is making it where the solid wood, or if he's going to cut it out of wood or acrylic, just kind of make your gap a little bit bigger, make your two lines separated, and then do that. But you see these, and we'll go back to these. We can fix these right now individually if we hold down the shift key and select them, both of them, and then select them, go up to Windows, Dockers, and Join Curves. Right. And hit Apply. Well, there it is. There it is. And you can do the same thing. Well, we want to get rid of maybe that node. Grab both of them and hit Apply. So that's going to fix that. But the Smart Fill tool will fix the rest of them. Some of them are going to be a little bit more tricky than the others. Let's see what's up top. Like right here, that's a pretty bad spot that would kind of mess up your laser. It's actually a little triangular shape. But just, bring this down and then use your virtual segment delete key and swipe through there. Same thing up here. There's a little bitty triangular piece. It's going to cut out and it's going to look not very good. I'd actually maybe even round this off a little bit. Same thing here, just bring it down. There's going to be some that are going to be a little bit harder than this. Like these two pieces right here, it's pretty much detailed, but it'll still look good if we just bring it down. See, that's connected. There's a bad spot right there while I'm here. You kind of need to look at everything. Grab the shape tool, just select that shape, select that. See, that's a complete separate shape, as in that's an extra node. That's too close together, maybe bring that out you know, maybe get rid of that. And then these longer pieces, what you're gonna have to do is just kind of do the same thing. You can do it two ways. We could take this one and stretch it down into here. Of course, we want to make it wider because we made it quite a bit less wide. And then just delete that and that. Now the next one, you know, up here you could actually, yeah, let's just do the same thing on this one. It's not that big a deal. But just remember to give it some space. We're going to have to zoom in here to virtual segment delete key this. There's just a little, you know what, take that and just move that over a little bit. Give it some extra room. And you see all the broken note. And then like this one here, I'd maybe go up to this corner and just maybe even make it longer. It didn't get too narrow on us. Get the virtual segment delete key and try cutting that one first and then that one. I think there's just a few more, well, there's some at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and finish the project. You know, this one I would, and this is, you know, just my preference. You can do whatever you want to do to make it work. You know, this one I would actually maybe just join it. I hope everybody understands that if you would cut this out, this piece is going to cut out, and then it's going to cut out again. Now this is going to look a little bit funny, so we're going to maybe fix it and use the. Well, we can do that after we blend it, or after we fill it all in. There's one more right there. You know, a lot of times I think I ought to just not do them all, but to kind of get the point across with the Smart Fill tool, you kind of need to see the whole process, because there's going to be some at the bottom that are going to be a little bit harder to manage. And there's some part up at the flower. So the only thing left is these four pieces right here. And I would maybe, well, three, 1, 2, 3. I would maybe, and I think it would look pretty good. And see, like that's really, really close. Well, first of all, let's look at this. Well, I should have done this from the start. Let's select it all and turn it into a hairline. It won't look near as bad. See with the difference? So that's going to be your laser cut line anyway. This will be a lot I should have done that from the very start. So let's bring this down. And then I like that curve, so let's select all three of those and just bring them over. This one only has one. And then we're going to take the virtual segment delete key. A lot easier to delete when it's just a hairline. And don't worry about it. Well, you know, that is still gonna fall out. I joined those three pieces together, but that doesn't really matter. So what we could do, and this would be personal preference, maybe bring part of that down, and you could lower them all a little bit just to make it kind of look better. But we need two of them to give it a little bit of strength. So that's going to work. There's a flower up top. I might skip over it. These pieces right here, you know, just like everything else, it's going to fall out. But it's very easily fixed. We could do all this and then we could just weld it. But I find if you do it kind of as you're going, you're better off. You know, like those pieces are already kind of connected. We can just take the virtual segment delete key, and like this one here, we could make into two parts. And then round this off a little bit. And then get the virtual. So I'm almost ready to smart fill it. And you'll see the difference. We got one more. And that's why I like doing it as I'm going, so you won't forget one. I almost forgot about this one. Of course, whenever you're working zoomed in like this and I just moved something, you kind of want to back up to make sure you didn't make it wrong. Now, I think we're ready. Let's look at this part right here. See, those are all connected. It's pretty clean. So now let's take the Smart Fill tool and fill in this. And there you go. You can grab the Smart Fill tool and move it out of the way, and then you could left click no outline or no fill, and right click red and make sure it's a hairline. And that should all cut out and stay together. I think it looks pretty good. You know, you could, to maybe make it look a little more uniform, you could grab, these and make them a little bit more definition so they kind of match the one that we put down. And you could actually, put another one down into it. Wouldn't hurt to go ahead and do like that and make it really, when I say strong, it's just so it won't break. You're working with probably plywood, 1/8 inch plywood or acrylic, and pretty thin, it could break. But whenever you do any extra work like this, and that looks okay. I would Smart Fill it again just to seal up the corners. So now let's do that. Let's left click, right click, and remember all those, well, I don't even know. Remember when it was a thicker line, we could see rough corners? Well, the Smart Fill tool filled in all those corners. That's a pretty cool drawing. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.